Newsflash is brought to you by Franco Trading Enterprise. Still, fun papa fee.
You're still watching Prime Morning. It's time for the News Flash segment. My name is Rosli Feli. There's so much that's happening. I mean, this cocaine saga thing has been happening for the past 1 week. We are entering into the second week of it, where Reverend Ntim Fordjour, Member of Parliament for the NPP, alleged that a flight landed in Ghana carrying cocaine. Now, the president did say that there should be investigation into it. However, as it sits now, we haven't heard the report on it. There's still investigations ongoing. But some members of the NDC and some leaders of the NDC have come out to deny it. Specifically, we have videos that have and pictures that were posted by Felix Kwache Ofosu, who is the government spokesperson, denying claims that this flight landed in Ghana carrying drugs. Also, Sami Jemfi has called on NIB to arrest Reverend Ntim Fordjour for false allegation. We'll be talking about that. And we also delve into conversations around Galamsey, where the government is saying that they will dredge rivers that have been affected by Galamsey. We'll talk about all of that once my guests are here and seated. But of course, you are home and you are my favorite guest. So why don't you join the conversation by sending your messages to us on 055-157-5757, 055-157-5757, and let's get talking. It's a very interactive show, like we always do. And don't forget that we're also streaming live on Facebook, so you can join us on Facebook. And you leave your comment there. Trust us, we'll read all your comments on Facebook. So if you can't join us on WhatsApp, just join us on Facebook. That's more important. I love my Facebook followers. So join us on Facebook and let's do this together, okay? Let me do my newspapers this morning. I'll start with the Daily Analyst newspaper. The Daily Analyst newspaper. Power play at Ridge Hospital. Medical director under attack for fighting corruption. Why do we always do this in Ghana here? I mean, I remember a friend of mine who became a director in one hospital. I don't want to mention the name. And I met her. She was so sick. I asked her why. And she said, oh, she was under spiritual attack. As to whether it was true or not, I don't know. But she said she was under spiritual attack because she was trying to fight corruption when she was sent there. And so somebody said that we're going to clear her. Unfortunately, she lost the fight, and so she's not alive anymore. But if people are fighting corruption, why do we always fight them? Yet we are the same people that are always fighting the government because of corruption. And so the corruption fight begins with us. If we can't fight ourselves for the corruption, we can't stop ourselves from corruption, then why do we even end up saying that we are going to fight the other people? Because in our own small corner, when somebody is trying to fight corruption, we fight the person physically and spiritually. This is just sad to see. Too sad to see this morning. Anyway, government denies drug smuggling claims at Kotoka International Airport. Releases videos and pictures. And of course, I told you earlier that these pictures and videos are circulating on social media. We'll try and bring you the videos and the pictures so that you know what is going on. CDM mounts pressure on government to probe suspicious flights saga. And this is one of our topics for this morning. Good news for NHIS card holders. Service suspension called off by PHFAOG. BOG's MPC rate of 28% abnormal, IPPA declares. Strange skin disease hits Mepe Avetapo. And yes, I heard about this. It's a very strange disease, you know. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's to do with the water body or I don't know what it is. But let me see if I can read a little bit about it. The subdivisional chief of Mepe, Bavi Dekume, Togbe Kwesi Amedo III, has expressed concern over a communicable skin disease outbreak affecting many children and adults in Avetapo Enclave, a farming community in Ghana's Volta region. According to the chief, the infected residents are experiencing sleep deprivation, acute and prolonged bodily pains. Despite the severity of the outbreak, he noted that affected individuals are unable to access medical treatment due to lack of financial resources. Wow. I'm hoping the government is seeing this morning, and the government is going to do something about it, because if it's because of financial resources they cannot access hospital, then this is sad. Again, I don't know why we have too many of these things popping up this morning. I'm hoping that something will be done about it. But for those of you who are NHIA card holders, that's good news for you, and I'm hoping that the people there will also take advantage of it and get access to health care. The Daily Democrat newspaper is my next newspaper. Government owes Zoom Lion 1.2 billion Ghana cedis, minister reveals. Wow. So how was Zoom Lion able to pay the workers? Or is that the reason why Zoom Lion was owing workers but never came out to tell us the truth behind it? Because the workers were complaining. We were told that they had received their monies. We were told Zoom Lion had been paid. So Zoom Lion kept quiet about this all this while. Why did they keep quiet? Who told them that if they speak, something will happen? Because if people are working for you and you are working for someone and the person owes you, and the person who is working for you is saying that you owe me and you haven't been paid, why didn't you say it? Whew. Agriculture is key for development. Eric Opoku entreats Ghanaians. Gold boards Monday clear, no conflicts of interest. This coming from Sami Jemfi. Galamsey threat is terrorism. Amakofi Boa warns. And police probe death of anti-Galamsey officer. And we all remember, I think it happened on Thursday, where a young police officer lost his life when he went out there to fight against Galamsey. Unfortunately, he drowned, and may his soul rest in peace. And the police are probing into it as of now. Daily Graphic newspaper is my next newspaper, the Daily Graphic newspaper. President nominates 81 for second batch of NDC East. Please, if you know you are my friend and your name has been mentioned, kindly know that I'll be knocking on your door very soon. Good morning and congratulations to all of you. Fake gold currency bust. BOG money boxes found at crime scene. National Security says so. And you see a picture of the one and only Jackpa. And he's there. Okay. Protect telecom infrastructure to enhance the network quality. MTN Ghana CEO appeals to government. Let's focus on TVET to address unemployment. Executive Chairman Mark Dunn Group says so. All right. And so let me see. Probably I have some stories in the center page that I'm missing out on. Government to engage U.S. on Trump's 10% tariff imposition. Yes, yesterday I saw the story and I was quite excited about it. It's a good call, and I'm hoping that this 10% thing, after they have had a conversation on it, something will be done about it. That's what I can say. I just hope that after the conversation has been had, something will be done about it. Okay, so that'll be all for the Daily Graphic newspaper. Let's do the Ghanaian Publisher newspaper next. The Ghanaian Publisher newspaper, CDS urges Mahama to reject petitions against EC chair. Suspicious flight saga, NPP tightens news on Mahama. CSOs, others demand full disclosure. We will rise again. Afenyomarkin rallies party faithfuls. 7 Sparks feeds over 400 street children in Accra, and dirty agenda against rich medical director exposed. And that's what we spoke about earlier. I mean, I just don't know why when somebody is fighting corruption, we fight that person. And yet I say it and I'll say it again. And yet we always have a way of pointing fingers to other people that are corrupt, forgetting that corruption starts with us. What are we doing in our environment, in our little way to fight corruption? We are so corrupt that when somebody comes to fight corruption, we fight the person. And yet, same people that fight somebody who is fighting corruption, we are the same people saying that there are other people who are corrupt. Anyway, and to what? You're still watching Prime Morning, and this is the News Flash segment. My name is Rosalie Felly. My first guest has joined, and his name is Benjamin Fordjour. Good morning, Benjamin.
Good morning, Rosalie. How are you?
I'm good. How are you too? Great, and it's good to have you.
Good to be.
I don't know if you had good sleep, because there's so much on the NDC's case right now with regards to this whole cocaine saga and cocaine bust and all of that that's ongoing.
Yes.
You know?
I think when I was coming here, I had decided that this matter has been settled. Because if you listen to Sami Jainfi on Newsfile, and if you listen to the interviews that the military and the NACOP people have granted, and the videos that have been shown, I just think that we should move on from this subject. I think this is a divisionary tactics by the MPP. We were talking about the ECG saga. This came in and then we are following. I think that the NDC will have to grow from it, leave it, and let the authorities do what they can do. But I can assure you that there's no iota of truth in what the MPP is alleging. And if you see the trend with which they claim that the events happened, you clearly know that this is an agenda that is going to fall flat. I believe that in the coming days and weeks, Ghanaians will come to appreciate the fact that if within 8 years of the MPP administration, not even once did we hear of any cocaine or any bust, but we come to power and it's happened, that means that the NDC is plugging the loopholes that were in the system that we didn't know at first. But Rosalie, I can assure you that there's no iota of truth, and we should discuss matters of butter and bread for our people rather than wasting time on this bus saga.
I like that you're saying there's no iota of truth, but this is a case whereby if somebody makes any false allegation, the person by law could face certain consequences. We have Reverend Ntim Fordjour still walking around.
I think that the NDC, like President Mahama indicated, this is the first time unprecedented that a president immediately, a member of parliament from the opposition, raised an issue, quickly came in and said, let there be collaborative investigations. I think that the burden of proof on this whole saga lies on the Reverend Minister MP who made those allegations. I have heard many other lawyers indicate that he needs to prove what he says that is there. They said they had credible intel. They are not just speculating, but that credible intel should be over what they discuss with the security authorities. I know that Parliament or parliamentarians have a procedure within which you can be able to arrest a member of Parliament or invite a member of Parliament. I'm sure that the Attorney General will do what he has to do to ensure that he comes and helps the state if there's any iota of truth in it, so that we can plug the loopholes if there's any.
But as of now, you don't think there's any iota of truth. So yesterday, when Felix Ofosu-Kwakye posted it on his social media page, there was a young man who also went ahead to go on AI and asked AI to explain what the picture said. And AI claims that, looking at the state of the picture, this is an old picture. I don't know if you saw it.
Well, this is AI.
Exactly.
Of course, if you go into AI and you put out certain information, it wouldn't give you entirely accurate information. I think that they are just playing with the minds of the Ghanaian people. Felix has put out something credible. Instead of them accepting it and eating their humble pie, they still say no. So we'll move on from there. We have a country to govern. And for them, I think they are better than this because they are supposed to be a very relevant opposition towards us as we are in government.
Vabawa says that the NDC has been a bit too slow in prosecuting people, and that is why the MPP has so much time to be able to lay in these allegations on you.
I think it's very right in saying that, but again also, the truth of the matter is that the NDC is a government in power. So there are priorities. And I'm sure that after the report of the oral committee was given to the Minister of Attorney General and Minister of Justice, I'm sure that they are working on what they need to do. But I can assure you that they will face the law. Anybody that has dissipated public funds will face the law. We shouldn't worry about it. Vomawo should just relax. It's going to happen.
So the time is not a factor here?
It is. It is. Like I said, the Attorney General will have to come up with a watertight case to prosecute in court. We are not that type that will go to court without having the relevant information that we need to secure a conviction. So I'm sure that whatever it is, we are working on it.
Well, if you do agree with what Benjamin Kwashi is saying, that there is no iota of truth in what has been alleged by Reverend Ntim Fordjour, he's on the NPP side, let's hear your voice this morning. Now, like I said earlier, Felix Ofosu-Kwakye has also brought out some pictures and videos on his social media page to let us know that these are allegations are false. The flight did land in Ghana. However, after it landed in Ghana, there were some maintenance works that had to be done because they found some faults with the flight, and they did the works before they moved out of Ghana. They were in Ghana for 5 days. But the NPP says they were in Ghana for 5 days because they were smuggling cocaine and other illicit drugs. And CDM has also mounted pressure on government to probe into it. And this is what it says. The Center of Democratic Movement, CDM, has called on the Mahama-led administration to initiate an immediate, transparent and non-partisan investigation into the alleged suspicious flights that have sparked public concern. And let's take a listen to what he said.
Up, and they've taken it a notch higher. This time, Reverend Ntim Fordjour, who also doubles as the Member of Parliament for the good people of Asin South, has made very wild claims to the effect that 2 aircrafts which passed through Ghana for various reasons were carrying drugs, and that was the reason why they were here. He also alleged that they were involved in money laundering, and therefore he was calling for investigations. As you may be aware, President Mahama gave him the opportunity to present any evidence or any basis he has for making that claim to the security services, so that together we could look into the matter to ascertain whether there was any truth in it. I can report to you that because he knew he was peddling total falsehoods and lies, he now claims, after being invited to assist with investigations, that he was speaking on behalf of the committee that he was part of, and that the views he expressed were not his personal views. So because of that, he says he's unable to cooperate with the security agencies. I say that he was peddling falsehood because the facts as they exist vary completely from the claims that he made. When he made that claim, he was only seeking to peddle falsehood in a bid to undermine the confidence that the people of Ghana have in this government. The truth is that 2 aircrafts with completely different purposes arrived in Ghana, and their arrival was perfectly legitimate, and they were here for very genuine reasons. The first one is an Antonov flight 12BK with registration number CVK 7037. Now this flight essentially is a cargo plane which arrived on the 12th of March 2025. Now no plane arrives in Ghana without a landing permit. So this plane secured a landing permit with number GAF/TMAO/25/7863. Now the purpose for arriving in Ghana was what we call a technical stop. Essentially, this is a cargo flight that was destined for the European Union market. And European Union regulations dictate that some specific regulatory requirements be met before any plane of that sort can enter the EU. Now, this plane originated from Luanda in Angola. It was loaded with oil drill equipment and lubricant oil, which were contained in jerrycans. It was headed for the EU market. Now, Luanda does not have the certification to carry out the sort of requirements that this plane had to meet before entering the EU market. Now, the specific requirement is a scanning and screening RA3 procedure, which is a requirement to enter the European Union. Rwanda doesn't have it. The Swiss cargo facility at the Kodoka International Airport has that certification, and they can do that kind of scanning. Whilst here, it developed an engine blade fault. Its engine blade was damaged, and then it was also detected that there was severe oil leakage, which required immediate attention. For that reason, a replacement aircraft, URCEZ, with registration number CVK 7007, was brought in to evacuate the cargo. The aircraft that was damaged remained here for 13 days. That is between 12 March and 25th March 2025, after it had been inspected by aviation security, officials of the Narcotic Control Commission, officials of National Security and National Intelligence Bureau. No contraband or unlawful commodities were found on the aircraft. Now, the second aircraft in question is a Hawker 800 XP with registration number N823AM. Now, this aircraft is operated by an organization called Air Med International, which is based in Birmingham, Alabama, in the United States of America. It operates as an air ambulance. Now, Air Medical International flights in Ghana are handled by Tropicana Airlines. Now, this plane landed in Ghana on 20th March from Gran Canaria, Las Palmas, Spain, having gone through Luanda in Angola. Now, it was also here for a technical stop, which is refueling and crew rest, which is perfectly legitimate activity. It was cleared to land in Ghana with clearance number GAF TWXR252604 OFAA 0297/25. Now, whilst it was landing in Ghana, it developed a tire burst and some difficulty with its landing gear, and therefore needed to remain here to be serviced. So another aircraft with registration number N864 arrived on 22nd March with tires and flight engineers from Luanda to replace the damaged tires of the aircraft. Now, once this was fixed, it departed the Kotoka International Airport on 25th March. The aircraft was once again inspected by officials of aviation security, officials of national security, officials of the National Intelligence Bureau, and NACOC, who made sure that it did not contain any unlawful substances as alleged by Reverend Ntim Fordjour. So, in a nutshell, the claims of Ntim Fordjour are false. He cannot prove it. That is why he is running away from the investigative bodies. He is unable to provide any shred of evidence to back his claim.
You are still watching Prime Morning. Of course, we heard from the government spokesperson, Felix Ofosu-Kwakye, with regards to what is happening with this whole cocaine and the flight saga. Nanaya Sapong, representing Movement for Change, has joined, and Honorable Ebenezer Nate, who is representing the NPP this morning, has also joined. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
How are you?
Good, yourself?
I'm fine, thank you. And thank you so much for coming in this morning.
It's been a while.
No, you saw me last week, Monday.
Oh, 7 days back.
Okay, all right. On that note, I agree.
Yes. You're looking beautiful as always.
Thank you so much. It's by the grace of God.
Yes, and by his mercies.
We serve a living God.
And because NDC is in power. And I add that one too.
Oh, no, not at all. Her beauty, the grace upon her life has nothing to do with a political
party.
She doesn't, she's not on government's payroll.
Yeah, but she does
and you don't take care of her.
freely without being gagged.
No, she has always lived a free life.
Oh, okay. And even an MPP.
I mean, if you know your worth and you know your rights and you have a God on your side, not even an oppressor can intimidate you. I have never been intimidated in life. No, not at all. Not at all.
All right. Okay, so on that note...
Not even Trump.
Honorable Ebenezer Nate, good morning to you too.
Good morning, Rosalind. I hope we are doing well.
I'm well, very well.
I thank God for the life of all of us.
Amen.
And there's a verse in the Bible. It says, "For me to live is Christ, and to die is gain." Yesterday, around 4 or 5 thereabouts, I was going to the barbering shop. But I was using my children's car. So the driver, I don't know the station that he puts the radio. Then I heard the DJ saying that, oh, I started in 1998, but DJ Awana started in 2000. And then so I was like, So I quickly sent Dominic a message that, is it true? In fact, I was very, very sad. I think 2 weeks ago after I've left here, I went there and there's a lady there that Nanaya's friend we're even teasing her that she doesn't know how to speak Ga. So we're even teasing. Then somebody will say something in Ghana, so say after me. And so I was like, what is really happening? So when you wake up in the morning, the only thing that you have to do is to thank God.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I always say, that in one way or the other, God has not been fair to us. That He have hide the date, the time, and then the hour that He will call us. But in some instances, you have to also understand, if He have told you, Rosalie, that today is your day, a day before, you try that you carry the whole country on your head, because you know the next day I'll not be there. So when we wake up in the morning, we just have to thank God for our life. And I pray that the good Lord will give all of us the strength and then good life. But all the compliment that Naya is giving, I will have to inform my disappointed presidential candidate. It's a long time that I set eyes on him. I don't know where he is. I don't know whether you have been hearing of him. Bernard Mona.
Bernard Mona, I think he was supposed to be here 2 weeks ago. I don't know if he made it.
What I have to do for him, because after being disqualified by EC, he showed his support to the NDC. So at least the first appointment, he should be part of it. Because so, President Mahama, I'm begging you, in the name of my candidate, who I was the campaign manager, to consider him to be appointed. But if I'm asking for Bernard Mona, the other people too have still not heard of their names. Kuku Buahi, Naziru Mohammed, and all those things. And then, sorry to the NDC. I don't know if that one too is true. Sampiale.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
had it
God.
last night. Yeah.
I saw this done, and I was
shocked.
The last time I saw him was myself and him on TV at
UTV.
No, TV3, Media General.
Right.
Okay. And we just had, he has this funny way of doing. We went out there and everybody was around me. I saw. I was like, he was full of life.
Yeah, he was.
You see, when you go on set with him, despite the politics, when you finish, honestly, he will talk to you, Masa. And he speaks good fancy. I like this man. May he so rest in peace.
Amen.
And I know the NDC have lost a very great. I think he's in charge of it.
He led the professional. And it was a beautiful thing he did for the NDC. Putting together the professional.
He did well. He did extremely well.
It's sad.
And during the campaign, he had a team that was also going around.
Yes.
After the president and they...
I think recently they wanted to even organize a program.
Yes.
And then it was postponed. I think about 3 weeks ago.
Yes, 3 weeks ago.
Yes.
So anyway, may their souls rest in peace.
Amen.
Now we have to talk about what is happening in Ghana as well. And so it's quite a heavy morning, I must say.
Yeah.
It's very heavy because,
Month of April.
Yeah, I don't know. God knows best.
Yeah, absolutely.
God knows best. So you have seen the government spokesperson's video on this whole cocaine and the aircraft saga. What's your take on what he said?
Yeah, thank you very much, Edwin, and good morning once again to our lovely viewers. I am part of you now, so
yes,
it's just love with the fact that you have to roll me up on your salary payroll.
Kwesichum is watching us.
No, very well, sir. So, sir, I would be waiting to send my details. And it's an interesting happening. I have still not been able to digest very well the issues. Why? Because there are so many of the storylines. There are so many of the explanations. And I have asked myself countless times, is this a national security matter? Is this something that ought to be looked at? Have they actually considered the effects of the many explanations and public display on our international relations? Have they looked at the effect on foreign investments? Have they looked at what the narrations, the negative impact the narrations has on us as a country? Listen, these are not matters that should be in the public domain, first of all. These are not matters that should come for us to discuss at this level and on this table. This is a very serious national security matter. This is a very serious national security matter. And so if you would have a member of the select committee on defense, I think it's defense and what?
He's a ranking member.
Ranking member.
Defense and interior.
Defense and interior.
Yes.
I do not even want to say he's a ranking member. Let's assume that he's just an ordinary member of the committee. It means that he's privy to insider information, whether we like it or not. He's privy to what you people call the radio issues, coded information that myself and you would never have access to. This means that he has the privilege of direct access even to the president. Because when you're a member of the Defense and Interior Select Committee, you have that privilege of pulling the sector ministers and whosoever is in charge of our national security to your table. There's the only committee that you don't find people talk about. You don't have people talk about the issues about interior, defense and interior. I don't know how many times the issues have come on the table. Like the way select committees on trade and industry and tourism, select committee on finance. You don't have their issues. Why? Because of how delicate the matters are. First of all, I was highly disappointed when he, as a member, and for that matter, as a ranking member of the committee, had to come out in the public domain to state some of these things. I have always been disappointed in senior citizens and privileged persons coming out with issues of this matter. It has a lot of effect on international relations. It has a lot of effects on foreign direct investment. It has a lot of effect on our security. No matter who is saying it, no matter where it's coming from. Of course, the president on his Facebook page issued a statement. I wasn't happy about it.
Why?
I wasn't happy about it because say ujare na say obia come on na drink kem kakra ebefa otao edekwa unfam pantemerican ni nachi. What I say. But of course, you can't blame the president because the gentleman went out public and he's the commander-in-chief of the Ghana Armed Forces. Our security and everything is in his hands. So more or less, he was being accused. So then he had to also come out to also say something publicly and also to call for investigations. But I think that we could have done it in a better way. The brouhaha going on TV from Saturday and you know, the level of discourse and all those things, to me, is not of importance. The matters are very straightforward. I do not think that there would be a plane, whatever it is, a private jet, medijet,
that will land in Ghana.
That will land in Ghana without its details. Ghana having the details of it.
Could it be that we've had it before, and that's why
Okay. It cannot be that the reason, whether for an emergency landing or whether it was indeed coming to land in Ghana, will not be given. You understand? Recently, a friend of mine was involved in a private jet issue in Nigeria. I don't know if you heard there was almost a nearly crashed private jet in Nigeria somewhere last month. Okay, he was the only person on board. When you read the report, the time it took off, the persons in it, the reason it took off, the reason it had to turn back. And every single detail is in that report. So it tells me, who has had the opportunity to read such a report, you cannot have any plane in your airspace, landing in your airport, without these details. There are bad people, we agree. No, there are cartels that operate with these things, we agree. But, Adabraka, when you are giving out such an information, whether a whistleblower or you should have your stuff, you should be able to have all of these details on your fingertips, especially when you have come public and you know that you'll be scrutinized. You can't. Once you are out, you're out. So once it's mentioned, give us the details.
Right.
You understand me? I think that our people in leadership, whether the legislator, whether the executive, whether the judiciary, I don't know, but I would beg to use this phrase that I think that they need some level of orientation.
Judiciary?
Oh, the judiciary, the legislature, the executive. I think that they need some level of orientation on what level or what kind of information they should let out.
Okay, and where? And
the platforms they should use. Politics. We shouldn't play politics with everything. You want to be a hero at the detriment of Ghana?
Are you saying Reverend Ntim Fordjour has lied?
And as I said, I've not digested the matter as well because there's so much noise in the air.
Okay.
But whether or not he has lied or he has told the truth, once they are out and we Ghanaians are watching, they should give us the details of the matter. There's so much noise and he should be arrested and he's saying he has also said the truth. Where are the technical guys? Can't the transport minister instruct the section or the department that is responsible for our aviation to give us the details of this?
All right. So for you, you would wish that you have the proof that, okay, Reverend Ntim Fordjour can show us, okay, these are the documents that proves that the flight had the cocaine or the other drugs he claims, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, if it's a whistleblower.
Okay.
All right. See, before you become a whistleblower, it means that you know what you're talking about and you know and you have the facts of the matter.
Okay. Nana,
because this is a very serious allegation.
Okay. Let me go to Ebenezer. Ebenezer, and this allegation is coming from your camp.
President, let me say good morning once again to our viewers and to my colleague panelists as well. For me, Fordjour is someone I respect a lot. As a personal friend. But yesterday we have a lengthy chat about this issue because I want to get details about it.
Right.
I will be extremely surprised, very surprised, that if he has no facts, he will not come and make or lead the committee to do a press conference. Okay. And now he's saying that there was no details. I don't know whether he had opportunity to get a copy of his press conference statement. He stated the time the plane arrived in this country, the dates, in fact, everything about it, he spelled it out. Everything. He arrived at this time, he moved at this time, they did this, they did this. It gives all the information that's needed to be given. The first person to comment on this issue is no other person than John Mahama, the president. Tweet on this page and calling on the security agencies to deal with the matter. Rosalie, let me ask you, let's be honest and sincere with ourselves. Have you heard that the security agencies have started work on this issue? Fordjour, yesterday I asked him on 2 occasions, has the security agencies written to you, inviting you to come and give them evidence about the thing that he said? He said no.
Because he's a parliamentarian.
Oh.
There are processes in inviting.
Because he's a parliamentarian,
he's a parliamentarian,
right?
honorable.
Okay.
Let me land.
Oh, okay.
If you want to invite him, yes, you have a privilege.
Okay.
Recently, the speaker through Jetro have written to the NIB to invite, to come and meet, what is the name? A+ and that of Yusuf.
Yes, yes.
And that if you want to meet them, he should really come and meet them in Parliament. So what stop is that? Why can't they do the same thing by writing to Fordjour that, yes, this is a very important issue. We are talking about drugs. We are talking about money laundering. And I think personally that the government needs to take an urgent. I mean, before the election of the speaker, President Mahama has already ordered his people to vote for Bagwe. So can't President Mahama call Bagwe and tell him that, no, this one is an urgent thing. We want to meet this guy to give us this information. What stopped the president to doing that? Apart from that.
But let me ask you this. So you are asking if they are doing this, any ongoing investigation. If there wasn't, I don't think they would have been able to put out things. Yes.
Oh, please.
The video.
When did Felix get this video?
Is it not out of the...
No, when did he got this video? When?
Well, he posted it yesterday.
No, when did he? When did he? Look,
I'm just saying.
When the president has called for investigation, that same time, the same Felix has come to rubbish the issue. When the president has called for investigation about this matter, the one that you are working for has called for investigation, then you come and say that all the things that Fordjour is saying is not true. So what are you talking about? So if you go somewhere, go and bring this video. When did he took this video? Or the people took the video and gave it to him? They come and tell us the story. Please. Apart from the airport one, he also raised an issue about Sapema, where you say, oh, we have 20-footer container, 12. Then their rebel leader, Japa, went with this and what has happened to it? Have you heard anything about it after? So sometimes I look at these people, they think that, well, that's what most of you called for. There is a former parliamentary candidate, Amable, NDC parliamentary candidate. Secondly, 350 million worth cocaine. What has happened to it? He stated all these things and he asked the question. This is what is really happening in this country now. What is the government doing about it? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Because it is involving NDC members. So let us not talk about it. Now they have raised an issue. Yes. Look, there are 3 committees in Parliament. For that one, it will be extremely difficult for you to give it to an opposition member to chair. Unlike the government assurance and then the public account committee. Finance, foreign affairs, interior. We are in this country. I've intercepted this document, Mr. Speaker, I've intercepted this document. Flight number 446 plus in as much that it is not the Minister for Foreign Affairs. He have the opportunity, he have the privileges to access documents. And then you'll be showing it, right? You'll go and sit on all the studios and be throwing papers around. Today, I've not heard Okujato Abrakwa talking about it. So for me, I think that Ghanaians demand the president to ensure that the security agencies, I've heard my brother, yesterday I spoke to, I said, Fordjour, if the security agencies called you to come and give them better and further particulars about this, say, Ben, I am ready to give more information about it.
So what is stopping him from giving the information?
So he should go there. He should go there.
But he made the allegation.
When he made the allegation, he said, on this day, this flight landed. This and this and this are the content. What else do you want him to say? So you, as a security people, that the president has instructed you, you invite him.
Right.
I heard on Saturday, your colleague sat on TV saying that if it had happened to an ordinary person, you know, you would have been picked by now. You know, you would have been in court and be granted bail by now. You see the hypocrisy of some of these people. The hypocrisy.
Did you watch the show?
I have the video. I can share the video with you.
Okay. Please share the video.
You see the hypocrisy of it.
But what he said, what is wrong with it, though?
So today, because it's coming from Fordjour, that one there, it can be picked. That one there, it can be granted bail. It can be arrested and be granted bail. Really?
No, I mean, you're saying that Samson said this?
Yes.
As in... I think what Samson tried to say, I don't want to clear, because Samson is a lawyer, and if anything, he'll go to court and fight his own fight. But I think what Samson was trying to say is that it should come out that what you said is a false allegation. As an ordinary person, you would have been picked up, but because you're a member of parliament, we'll have to go through the proceedings.
Wesley, don't
is that not what it is?
No. What he said was that, you know what you have said, you can be picked and be granted bail. You know what it is.
But is that not what it is, though? If anybody makes an allegation, you can be picked, right?
No.
Okay. I just want us to take the emotions out of it and let's speak about what it really is.
Is it the purview of something to determine who can be picked and who cannot be picked?
You asked me a question.
Please, when we were talking, I just kept quiet.
He has 1 minute to land. Let him land, and then I'll bring you. And I just write it down for me.
In this case, you are not my brother.
Then I write it down for me. Write down that point. I want you to batter it. Yes.
So for me, I think that it is not in the domain and the purview of something to determine who can be picked and who cannot be picked.
But what does the law say?
And I'm telling you that those who have the rights to arrest him have refused to arrest him.
But if the law says that you can't be arrested, and
I'm telling you that
under normal circumstances you would have been arrested, I don't see where something went wrong here.
No, Rosalie, what I'm saying is that, look, if indeed the government have interest in this matter, if indeed the government wants us to get to the bottom of this matter, it shouldn't take the government a day.
I understand.
To write to bargain that we need this man to come and answer some questions.
I understand where you're coming from. I'm just saying that if what Samson said, I don't see what is wrong in what Samson said. Samson says that under normal circumstance, if you are an ordinary citizen, you would have been picked up. But for the fact
an ordinary citizen has been accused.
Listen, hold on.
An ordinary citizen names have been mentioned in respect of the Cape Tekrade one. Has the person been picked?
Wait, hold on.
No, I'm just asking you.
Wait, hold on.
That person hasn't been picked, or because the person is affiliated to the government in power.
Honorable, hold on. So if this man was on Samson's set, and Samson said something like this, let us also detach emotions from it and look at the logical aspect of it.
There's no any emotion.
Let me move on to
there's no emotion.
A very quick point.
Okay,
see, Samson made a very categorical statement in the form of a question. It was, if you were an ordinary person, you would have been picked based on the information you have left out. Now, is it true that in our constitution, the aspect that talks about communication, electronic communication, misinformation, false information, and false alarm, is it true that when you have put out such an information and it is of national security interest, you would be picked or you would be invited? That is what we should establish. Is it true that when it is a false alarm, a misinformation, or well, there is a third one I have forgotten. Is it true that you could have been arrested and put before the court and be granted bail, for that matter, given the opportunity to provide further and better particulars? And if these answers to these questions are true, then he could have been picked. But he wasn't, because he's hiding or being shielded by the privileges as an MP, he will need to go through a certain process.
What do you mean by he's hiding?
No, that was why I used another word. I used two words. One, he is hiding. Two, he's being shielded.
I think hiding is not the right word, though.
Well, you are not...
No, shielded,
no.
yes, but not hiding. He's not hiding anywhere.
His intent could have been that he's hiding under those privileges.
No, but I mean, just Friday, somebody like A+ was, you know, the Parliament actually granted that.
Yes, but he could have been hiding.
No, but it's not hiding.
Hiding in what way?
Hiding is the wrong word.
If you say he's hiding, meaning that he has been invited and he has been refused to go.
Hiding is the wrong word.
There's no hiding.
Let's accept
it's all over.
I mean, can you
feed them until see?
Can you treat?
Now,
he's granting interviews left, right, center.
Don't. I used to.
Yeah, but you still, whether you do two and one is wrong. Let's accept that the other one is wrong.
It's my opinion, but
he's not hiding.
And I'm saying that he could have been hiding or being shielded.
He's not hiding. He's being. Well, you can say he could have been shielded, but not hiding.
Well, so that is what I'm saying. You understand? Under the privileges of being an MP, and there is a process to go through it. What I say, but what I'm saying is that the same medium or the same institution, the same medium and plus the same institution that he is working for, he could have still written to the speaker to drag whoever is responsible, whether the minister, whether whoever the CEO, to the floor of Parliament for him to answer questions.
But you have said that.
All right. Two, he could have used that same medium which he blew the alarm on to expose the institutions that are involved by flying or throwing these information. He could have easily published it on his Facebook page. He's already out there. You understand me? So for us to say he should be picked or to be arrested before he can let out the information there, and if there is nothing, it's no point.
All right.
All right. But please, you see, when some of these things happen, and as I said, the NDC is not also doing us any good. They are not
what do you expect from the NDC?
The gentleman has made his statements. Now, if he is refusing to give us out the information, there are procedures you ought to trigger to make him give us the information he has. That is what matters to Ghanaians, not the political gimmicks. You understand? If there are procedures to pull him as an MP to ensure that he gives... Have you forgotten about somebody proposing chemical interrogation in this country? Urevi. If it is of importance to us, and we ought to be able to trigger certain procedures, let us trigger it. Nobody is more than a citizen.
Okay, right. Let me come to Benjamin. Benjamin, at this point, it looks like if this is really not true, we need to see more from the NDC than just us seeing posts on social media. We need to see Reverend Ntim Fordjour. If really it's true, the process must be done, and where he'll be released by Parliament to go and get investigated.
The NDC has chosen a path, truth over propaganda. What Reverend Ntim is doing is just a diversionary tactics, like I indicated earlier. My good friend is talking about if we wanted to pick him up, we would have done so long ago. I can confidently say that the processes are almost complete.
Okay.
I can confidently say that.
Okay.
When the details were sent, the speaker is actually out of the country.
Right.
But it doesn't matter whether he's here or not. So what we want to do is...
You don't need the speaker to be in the country.
No. Let him land.
That's what
Nana, let him land. Nana, please. Nana, no, you made your point. I beg.
I agree.
No, but let him land. No, please, let him land. You have your time. You can. No, Nana, please, let him land. When he's done, you come in.
I just said that the presence of the speaker physically is not necessary. I've just said that, Nana.
Nana, hold on.
I think that we need to, like you said, take emotions out of this and deal with the issue. Felix has come up with evidence, and they say they don't appreciate the evidence. We are asking Reverend Ntim Fordjour to come with evidence. Well, he believes that he will do that with the security agencies. What I believe is that if he's a true citizen, and is not playing that propaganda role, Ghanaians in the coming days will realize whether he's being truthful or he's just saying what he's saying for political gimmick's sake. My good friend said he spoke to him and he indicated that he has more, or he's willing to coordinate or to cooperate with the investigating authorities. I think that it's a step in the right direction. The difference between Ntim Fordjour and Okudzeto Ablakwa, where I had him trying to compare, is that Okudzeto has always had facts that you cannot refute. I think the Reverend jumped in going to the press and doing what he did. We were in this country. When he's talking about Takrady, there's an NDC MP, blah, blah, blah. We're in this country. A sitting member of parliament was arrested and jailed for carrying cocaine. Are we doing the equalization here? Is it the equalization that we did? He was arrested and jailed. He knows it. A sitting MP. He's talking about parliamentary candidates. But when a sitting MP under your administration was arrested with cocaine, what did you say? It is not right to do illicit drugs, we understand. But take out the propaganda and let's talk the issues. Because you see, what the MPP is doing, in as much as Ghanaians, majority of them, have come to accept that it is just him putting out allegations left, right, center. What they are doing is to put the country on a warpath with a lot of agencies outside the country. Because for them, because they are in opposition, we said when you are in opposition, be a responsible opposition. Not just what they are doing. Because what they are doing will not only affect them or the NDC, it is going to affect the whole of Ghana. Rosalind, you know, when you listen to Reverend Ntim Fordjour, I've stated that he makes his points very clearly, but you can see that the emotions that he has attached to this is what is making everybody feel that he's not ready to cooperate with the security agencies. On that program, Newsfile, what did Samson say wrong? He says Samson said something wrong. Reverend even left the show.
No.
Claiming that...
He says he didn't leave.
No.
Claiming that...
I'm yet to watch that show.
No.
Not even that.
He did not leave the show.
Samson...
Hold on.
And on several occasions, Joy will say that, oh, we are starting this. When you get to this... No, I'm just giving an example. When you get to this segment, this person will come in. You have invited him for a particular segment. He has done with it. You went on break and he left. So what is the news about he leaving the
Wait,
studio?
hold on, Honorable. So,
President, let me make my point.
Yes. So I will get to the bottom of it because our producers are still in house.
Yes.
And so whoever is. Wait, hold on.
When you get to the main point that he wanted to do this,
don't worry. I don't know. That's what I'm saying, and I'll state it categorically.
No, I watched the program.
Wait.
He didn't.
So I don't know exactly what happened.
But the mood in which
I'm saying,
he left was what people are talking about.
I don't know whether he did or he didn't. It is two sides to the story. Luckily, I'm in the house.
Exactly.
Luckily, the producer is in the house.
Yes.
I will find out as to whether he walked out or he didn't. Okay. It will clear the air on it. Thank you.
The producer is even standing in the corridor here.
Reverend,
I saw him this
Ntim Fordjour.
Okay. Please, make your point.
Reverend Ntim Fordjour accused Samson about reading text messages, claiming that those were cooked text messages. A member of parliament saying those are cooked messages that the host of the show was reading out to the public. You take such a person seriously?
Oh, really?
You take such a dishonest member of parliament who claims to be a reverend minister seriously?
As to whether
when
he's dishonest...
Samson put out all the messages that he read there, I thought he was a pastor who would come out and say, oh, I got it wrong. But till today, he has not come out to say, no, the allegations I made against Samson are false. Rosalind, everybody knows it. This is a diversionary tactics that they are playing. We'll go back to the ECG missing containers. We'll ensure that there's accountability. They won't run away from it. Today, they are apostles of justice. But just yesterday, they were the worst government in our republic. So, Rosalind, These are procedural matters. These are issues that the party and the president, for the first time, the statement the president came to make on his Facebook page. We have been in this country. Which president has taken accountability like this? President Mahama says it should be investigated, and I am aware that the Attorney General is working on it, and other security agencies are also helping.
Okay, fantastic. And we'll read a few messages that have come in. Yes, you please go ahead and make your point. Make your point, then I'll just read. I'll just say that people should continue sending their messages. I'll be reading their messages right after this.
Not book messages, right?
We don't. So this is multimedia. I just want everybody to know that this is multimedia, and here at multimedia, we don't cook up our messages. We don't do that. But you know what? If you try it here, aside him being all of that, in this house, if you try anything like that, you will be sacked. I'm telling you, it's a fact. You can't do that.
But you said it.
You can't. Our bosses are too strict. We don't do that. So if we don't put any messages here, it's not allowed. It's not permitted.
The personality involved is that which matters to me, not even how you go about it.
It's not done.
Massa.
To do that.
You are talking too much.
Yes.
When it's not your
let Benjamin make his point. Eben, please make your point so that I can read some messages. Yes.
My brother is saying that we're in this country where a sitting member of parliament, was arrested and was killed. At that time, who was in government?
Does it matter?
No, I'm asking you, who was in government at that time?
Doesn't matter.
The same party that he represents in parliament was in government.
Yes, and he was not arrested.
Today, a parliamentary candidate, not a member of parliament, who will be shielded, or will be running away, or will be hiding, quoted and I am. A parliamentary candidate who lost and is not a member of parliament and not being protected by the constitution or the privileges of parliament is walking free. So if you use that one, then my brother, you are stepping on a tight bond.
Not true.
Because this is somebody you can easily arrested and investigate and find out whether indeed the said cocaine, which is being labeled against him, whether it is true or not. Integrity is very important. I stand to be corrected. I have not heard the same person coming to rubbish the thing that has been labeled against him. I have not heard it. The parliamentary candidate. I have not heard it. I stand to be corrected.
What's his name?
Amable.
Okay.
I have not heard him. Unless maybe he has and I have not heard it. If he has, fine. But I have not heard it. I have not heard a party in which he contested, and today they are in government, coming out to talk about it. And I gave you another example that Fordjour gave. That we're in this country just about 3 months ago or 2 months ago. Reebok's car at Sapema showing you to a state. I don't know which of the media houses was not invited for that trip. What has happened to it? Since the day they made that video available for all of us, has there been any information about what happened at Sapema? Oh, we have found this gold, we have found this money, we have found... What has happened to those things? So today, if you come back and tell me that, oh, all what Fordjour is saying is not the truth, is this. The one that you yourself, have sent media to it, to investigate, to come out with it, you are not even telling us Ghanaians. So it's just conclude our people are saying that yes, you don't have money again, so the only source is to start doing money laundering and drug trafficking and all these things.
Who doesn't have money again? The NDC party.
Okay, so I'll read a few messages that have come in.
I'm not landed though. It is Rosemary who is interjecting me with this.
All right, let me read a few messages because you know my people at home are so dear to me and they are part of the conversation. Sometimes I wish they were also seated here. So if they have the opportunity to send the messages, they mean so much.
Sometimes I have to invite all of them to come one day.
I know, right? I have to. Good morning, Roslyn. It's not surprising to you that the rate at which government officials are heavily denying this cocaine saga. Listen to Tommy J. last Saturday on Newsfile, and the way he was jittering during the show only tells me one thing. It's not also surprising to you that almost $500 million worth of cocaine has been busted in this country within the last 3 months. My question is very simple. Whom are they trying to cover? Amino in Sawam. Okay. I think this is a birthday message. I know, right?
Now didn't see it, so you have to let him come back.
I didn't see the birthday person. 3 months in government, cocaine everywhere. Sad for Mother Ghana Adams from Northern Region, Tamale. Good morning, Madam Host. Just only 3 months in office, cocaine scandal, money laundering, etc. NDC and President Mahama once said is setting Ghana for drug trafficking. We, the Ghanaian youth, have made a big mistake for voting for them. We are waiting for 25 economy for job creation. NDC never again. 2020, it's Besai, Komlap, Matthias, Jasikan. Good morning to you, Madam Roslyn Felly, and to your guests. Madam, it's too early for this pure lies and propaganda from NPP side. Ghanaians are still recovering from their mismanagement, corrupt and loot and share what governs that they put the whole of the nation through for 8 good years. And just for 3 months to 4 months in opposition, they are now coming out to deceive us with their usual fabricated lies just to look good in the eyes of Ghanaians. Please, Ghanaians should be aware of these people. They can even plant cocaine, they can hire killers, they can even train their members to be, oh, come on, they can't train their members to be armed robbers, they can't be killing people. Sometimes, some of your messages, I beg you, this is a little bit too much, okay? Sumani, this one, I won't continue reading it. Next time, please, don't be sending such messages. I'm sorry. Good morning, Joy Prime and Roslyn. I just didn't like what happened on Newsfile last Saturday. Why should a host allow Sammy Jenfi to be using such unprintable, uncivilized and insults on Reverend Ntim Fordjour? Why shouldn't the security apparatus take up the investigation and come out with credible information? Is it not too early for the government's communicators jumping at conclusions and denial? Let's allow state institutions to work. In every rumor, there's always a bit of truth. We know what people can do to amass wealth, so let's not downplay such information, whether credible or incredible. Emmanuel M.E.K. Gonyuin. Okay, good morning, beautiful. Please, has Bernard Mona been given a position? Kwesi Jonathan from Gambia. No, Kwesi, not yet. Let's see if you'll be given. Even NDC people are still fighting for positions. Haji Hamza from Pig Farm says, good morning, Roslyn. I totally agree with the Minister of Interior saying that all regional and district police commanders in mining areas must be removed and transferred to other areas. In my humble opinion, it is in the right direction and smart. Government should also, as a matter of urgency, repeal the LI 2462 to put a ban in the mining areas. I also think that state of emergency should be declared in mining areas because what is happening in our forest reserves and water bodies is acts of terrorism against the state. And for that matter, these galamseyers should not be treated with kit gloves. But I disagree with the Interior Minister saying that all those foreigners arrested in mining areas will be deported, but Ghanaians involved in galamsey will be prosecuted. Foreigners who engage themselves in galamsey should be arrested and prosecuted and deported to their various countries. We cannot afford to fail in the fight against galamsey in this country, but the least said about Ntim Fordjour, the better. Is all about much ado about nothing. He who alleges must prove. Good morning, Roslyn. I'm pleading with the NIB to invite Reverend Ntim Fordjour for an investigation. Thank you, Solomon Zenu, Martin Luther. Master Roman Tuna Sola Kalba. Good morning, beautiful. Please, with the drug issue, NPP is behaving like you cannot wake up a person who pretend to be asleep. Reverend Ntim Fordjour and the NPP, when in power, used to believe and talk of facts and figures. Today, bringing us facts and figures, you say no. In fact, Ntim Fordjour has folded my hands. Musa Abatwa from Asawase, Reverend Ntim Fordjour has absolutely no evidence to support his claims and is merely spreading false information to incite fear and panic. This kind of behavior is not only irresponsible but also unlawful under our criminal justice system. Parliamentary immunity should not shield anyone from accountability when they violate the law. If Ghana were a country where the law was truly impartial, he would have already been behind bars. It's time for him to be arrested and held accountable as a deterrent to others who might think they can undermine the public with baseless allegations. Good morning, Joy Prime. My regards to your panelists. The video of the plane is just settings. So the government wants to tell us that every faulty plane should land in Ghana for repairs. One, what was the plane carrying? Where were the plane going? Okay, why didn't the plane continue the journey and decide to go back to where it came from? We are not kids, okay. Mensa Majid from Bechim, Toronto, Reverend Ntim Fordjour should stop deceiving the public with misinformation. He should tell us what was in the aircraft and stop these mere allegations. There's no cocaine anywhere in any aircraft. If he wants to copy Honorable Ablakwa, then he should provide credible evidence to substantiate his claims are not mere suspicions. My regards to Honorable Charles Akwesi Asiedu. Teacher Kojo Tepa Ayenswano. I'm shocked and dismayed by the government's communication, which should manage the information rather than call Reverend Ntim Fordjour names. The NDC government has lost the fight against the corruption that we Ghanaians are all concerned about. The moment the kitchen becomes hot, they resort to insults. The truth shall stand. Greetings to Chairman Odenehu Kweku Apia. Meshak Asante from Amasoman says that I want to ask you, the title Reverend given to Ntim Fordjour, is it part of his name given to? No, he is a Reverend Minister, please. Ntim Fordjour, he is a Reverend Minister. And so for this, I won't continue reading. Good morning. Please tell the NPP man that we, the citizens, are not interested in someone drugs he is dealing with. We are rather interested in our money that they stole when they were in power, that this current government should arrest those thieves and collect our money for us. It's not about somebody smoking weed or drinking akpeteshi. That is our concern. Jake, hey, Jake, wow. Reverend Ntim Fordjour should have been behind bars by now. The government is playing too loose. A whole reverend speaking without facts. Owusu from Kumasi. So you see, I think that if Reverend Ntim Fordjour can go on social media and show his facts, I think Ghanaians will, start to understand. If there are facts, just go on social media, Reverend Ntim Fordjour, and show the facts so that Ghanaians will know that you have your facts. Good morning, Rosalind. I'm beginning to blame my party for being lenient to these MPP to the extent they are challenging the alacrity and speed the government have to arrest them. If they are calling for putting aside due process, why not? Honorable Siba Hassan. Good morning to you. Hey, wow. I'm supposed to read all these messages. Hey! I think I'll read two and I'll take a seat because... Good morning to you, especially the NDC rep. Look, how can an honorable member of parliament peddling falsehood to tarnish the whole country image because of his selfish interest, forgotten that he who alleges must prove on a reasonable doubt? It was same lies that brought to opposition, and you're not listening your lessons. I'm totally flabbergasted. He should be arrested for investigation so that others will learn from it. This Big J, Tamale Central. The messages I am receiving this morning. Hey, see, I have to read all these messages. Wow, okay. Let me see from the top. Okay. Good morning, Rosalind. Without your program, my day is not complete. Oh, what is this? I love you so much. Thank you so much. Asemo, Ghana, the NPP still think that they are wise than anybody. They are wiser than anybody in this country, and they can continue to lie to the good people of this country. We are focused to put Ghana in the highest level around the globe. My regards to my sister Zanetta Rollins from Rollins Boy, Cape Coast. Yes, he used it. He got my attention. Actually, if you want to get my attention, you need to send me something like this. I'll read it. Hey, somebody says, good morning, dazzling Rosalind. Thank you. You have got my attention too. Please tell the NPP one term no that Joy Prime, Joy News platforms listen to my intellectual, so he should stop the ranting. He should stop the joke because he's... Oh, why are you saying this? Okay, let me go down there. So the Reverend in question even finds it difficult to answer the questions posed to him by the Venerable Samson on Newsfile. Why is he talking emphatically about this allegation? Fordjour was fumbling. He couldn't substantiate his claims. In one breath, he says it's a suspicion. In another, he says it's factual. What a wonderful Reverend King David from Accra. Just one more. Okay, if I see anything about talking about any of my people... I got one here. Good morning, beautiful Rosalind. Nyaku Emmanuel from Mechemedu says, Reverend Ntim Fordjour just wants to mimic Honorable Kujetu, but the difference between his ways and Honorable Kujetu is his lack of clarity. Warm greetings to Honorable Emmanuel Kwame Frimpong, MCE designate, and Honorable MP Charles Akwesi Esiedu. All right, so let me come back and have a conversation. This is a very, very thick conversation. I don't know if I should move on from this topic and go to the next topic, or I should still stick here because it looks like people are very interested in it.
I sent you a preliminary report on an aircraft issue, the private jet I was talking about that happened in Nigeria.
Right.
Now, if you look at how the report is written, it contains every single detail that...
The history of the flight and all. Right.
And everything that was on board. See, because these companies that operate these private jets, if any country raises a dent, it affects your operations in other jurisdictions. You understand? Yeah. So if indeed we do have a suspicion and would have facts to back our suspicions that it was used to do any other rather than the purpose for which it was said to have come into our airspace, then we have a case. And so we would plead. And that's what I'm saying, that we should go beyond the political discourse and deal with the issues of the matter. Our security apparatus that are investigating this issue should not come and tell us that because it is of national security interest, they are no longer going to put the information out. The information is out there already. Ntim Fordjour, Honorable Ntim Fordjour, did not do us any good by putting it out there. Our executives, I mean, for this matter, I'll take out Mr. President. Felix and his colleagues didn't do us also any good. At that point, they should have allowed the security or the sectors that were responsible to respond, so that it takes away the political, noise, and then the issues properly would be dealt with. So they should do us Ghanaians a favor. They should let us know, because now it is no longer about NPP, NDC. And Ghana has grown beyond this political gimmicks. Rosalind, don't you want to know the truth?
Everybody wants to know the truth. I think that's why some of the messages come in saying that Reverend Ntim Fordjour doesn't have facts. Or maybe he does have the facts.
Yes, he says he has the facts.
Yeah.
He should publish it. Okay, nobody will do anything to him. And that was why I said...
Are you not the same person who is saying that...
Oh.
He should not...
Did you listen to me?
The facts that he has...
I said he has brought it out already.
So now he can just...
Oh, no, man. Okay. No, I mean, now we all want to know. If he had done himself and Ghana good by going through the proper channel, nobody would come and make noise about it. But, yes, the hero as he wants to be, he put it out.
He doesn't want to be an hero. He's giving you a fact. This is not about hero issue.
So if you have already put it out on social media, then let us do the due diligence and the justice of it on social media. What is happening now, my brother? You have privilege to information because you are friends with him or colleagues with him. I am not privileged to information. Senior is privileged to information because he can drive to the presidency and get his information. Myself and Rosalind, we are roadside people. We cannot get this information. So we are saying,
By you, information that you intercepted in this country,
but looking at what is happening with regards to Reverend Ntim Fordjour, you know, right now it's been something that all Ghanaians want to know.
Exactly.
So if really he hasn't been invited by the NIB, yet he has the information,
so you should do another press
clear
conference.
his name. Don't do press conference. Social media says just clear your name.
even on the floor of Parliament.
So clear your name.
Even on the floor of
You know what I mean? Just clear your name so that people don't
Even on the
continue
floor
to
of
point
Parliament.
fingers at him, because he's a credible man of God.
Rosalie. Rosalie.
He's not acting as a man of God.
But he's reverend. Once a man of God, always a man of God.
Always a man of God. But this one, he's acting, speaking, and working as a parliamentary member of parliament.
Who is a man of God?
On behalf of a certain constituency.
Who is a man of God?
You understand me? We are all men of God. But what I'm saying is that this one, let us not mix his clerical duties with his work as an MP. Please, I beg you, let's
No, but I mean, we
were all created in the image of God.
Yes.
You understand
but you
me?
see, with his the kind of credibility that he has, I don't like it when people are pointing fingers at somebody who's credible. So just show your proof. That's all.
Rosalie, I've personally not seen the commitment of the government to go to the bottom of this matter. Personally, I've not seen the commitment of government, because if indeed government have interests in this matter, just as I rightly said, government is a matter of President John Mahama telling Speaker Bagbe that yes, we need to do A, B, C, D, and we need this member of parliament.
When I interject now, they will say, you will say I've interjected. You know there is a process. You have been an MP before.
No,
whatever being the process. Look, you can summon a minister to parliament, an urgent question, an urgent one, whereby there might be a lot of questions that people have asked 3, 4, 5, 6 months ago, but the urgency of yours can bring the minister. Whatever process is, there's an urgent one that can be expedited to bring the person to come and answer questions. So what is the meaning of this process? You see, Rosalie, I agree with you by saying that every Ghanaian have interest to deal with this matter. Yes, indeed. That is why your former church,
Which one?
Catholic Bishop Conference.
Not my former church.
But you have stopped.
Once a Catholic, always.
No.
The fact that
your name is not in the church any longer. You have stopped. Your name is not in the church any longer.
You continue your point, though.
Have come out to say that yes, we should not use this country as what? A cocaine state. If the government has been able to expedite to get this information, maybe they might not come to make this statement. It might be that
they never made the statement.
It might come.
I'm just correcting you.
Okay,
they came out to say it's fake.
I've not seen their statement to the bank, so you can share the statement with me. This is my number: 0244-718281. Send me the statement.
He knows he's doing propaganda. I don't mind. Open the land money with my land.
That became land or landy because of you. So if government indeed have interests in this matter, Nana said something. In as much that is a shadow government spokesperson, he have said that they have no help in dealing with this matter because it's only Felix who is talking about it. You are not even seeing government.
He's the government spokesperson.
Oh, Rosalie, I know NDC. Rosalie,
I mean, that's a government spokesperson.
I know NDC
so
power.
if he speaks, that's government
Rosalie,
speaking.
You and I know NDC and their communicators.
No, but they
look,
say that
like by now, like as somebody said about Galamsey issue, he said now he doesn't have the balls to talk about Galamsey because it doesn't mean that he has been compromised by giving an appointment. But these are people that when they wake up in the morning, at dawn, they will sit behind their laptops and be sending messages. But now that they have been given appointment and they are taking 100,000 plus, now they have forgotten that there's an issue called Galamsey. The same applies to this NDC administration. And I'm telling you that if indeed there's nothing in this matter, like by now, you see the NDC all over, including their rented media houses, to make sure that this issue is killed. But today, you are not getting it. And I'm saying that President John Mahama, this very day Fordjour made that statement, that same night, after taking his supper, went on his social media and posted it. And even called on all the security agencies that are involved. That look, this is a serious matter, which I have told the president about it. And just as my brother said, there's no president who's been tweeting like John Mahama. He quickly went and stated and mentioned the state institutions that need to investigate this matter. What has happened? If the president himself have ordered and nothing is being done, and then you, Felix Osukwati.
But you know this process. But Benjamin has said that there's a process and that by the close of
and I'm saying by the close of day. By the close of day. When did the start? By the close of day.
He knows that he has something to say.
By the close of day. I'm Grobeso if you're I'm Grobeso if you're
Rosalind, now you see why I was not happy the president himself got involved in this.
Wait, so let Benjamin make his point.
What you do? Wait, let me say what can do.
Yes. I said it.
No.
Shadow government spokesperson. Government official is telling him that you want to speak for him.
I'm not saying I want to speak for him.
Don't.
Make your point.
Nana, you make an allegation on government. Felix has come to respond. You are saying, why is Felix responding?
I'm not saying why is Felix responding.
You are saying that our rented purse would have gone to them to kill the matter.
Yes.
So are you not surprised that we've not gone to any rented press to suppress any matter? Because we want Ghanaians to know the truth.
Because
we have nothing to hide.
No, Ben.
If we have rented media, we could have gone to tell them that do our bidding. But we have not gone there.
Because, they realize that the issue is about 70-80% true. So they don't want to
in your imaginations
tarnish their image and their reputation any longer because they have done enough. Which today,
Rosalind,
as Tobo said,
you don't want Benjamin to speak here.
They don't want me to say because they know that there's no.
But Nana said that he speaks for him. So he shouldn't.
Okay. You see, Nana is being frank with the issue.
Okay.
My brother.
So you agree with him? So you are saying you are giving your time.
Comments on Facebook. So I have my Facebook viewers that I love so much. So thank you all so much for sending your messages to us on Facebook. Facob Matuk says, what the NDC and their government is missing is that they are doing the same thing they accuse Reverend for. The posturing of government is defensive rather than providing information. What we all know is that the president directed security agencies to investigate the matter and not the Jubilee House. They should allow the investigation to go on without interfering in the matter. We are demanded answers but from credible sources. Fantastic. Solomon Nyantechi says that let him continue to embarrass himself. Some of us can distinguish between parliamentary oversight and pure propaganda. No one should try to arrest him so that he can pretend to be a victim of persecution and hide behind that. Hassan Dollar says, Honorable Ambassador BKQ from Johannesburg. All right, so that's for you, Benjamin. Musa Batua says that Reverend Ntim Fordjour has absolutely no evidence to support his claims and is merely spreading false information to incite fear and panic. This kind of behavior is not only irresponsible but also unlawful under our criminal justice system. Parliamentary immunity should not shield anyone from accountability when they violate the law. If Ghana were a country where the law was truly impartial, he would have already been behind bars. He should be arrested for baseless allegations. Mansa Majid says that Reverend Ntim Fordjour should stop deceiving the public with misinformation. He should tell us what was in the aircraft and stop the mere allegations. There is no cocaine anywhere in any aircraft. If he wants to copy Honorable Ablakwa, then he should provide credible evidence to substantiate his claims and not mere suspicions. My regards to Honorable Charles. All right, Bra Moro, Ghanaians in South Africa are patiently waiting for His Excellency JDM to assign Mr. Benjamin Kwashi as his representative to South Africa. Abdul Ganiu Mankarigu says, good morning. This is Abdul, all right, from Savannah region. What is more suspicious is the footage they have. Is every aircraft flying in and out of captured? Why were these particular ones captured and the footage captures nothing? There is no evidence to show that video captured inside is that of the same aircraft in question. We demanded an investigation from Mahama government into the alleged suspicious aircraft containing cocaine substances which landed at the Kotoka International Airport. You can do propaganda in opposition and you still want to do propaganda in government. All right, Brad Moro again says that President Mahama should please build one constituency, one prison to house any criminal before he retires from politics. Sam Lexus Kakabito says, good morning. The ranking member is just being mischievous. We are just wasting time granting him audience. He's just tarnishing the image of the country. Alex from SA. Brad Moro continues to say that Mr. Yaw Amoateng was arrested and jailed in the USA for trading in cocaine during President Kufuor's time. Isn't that enough for the NPP to remain silent in bringing cocaine stories, since that brings nightmares to Mr. Yaw Amoateng, the ex-NPP MP? Brad Moro also says that the NPP is just grasping on straws just to pass time, hence they can't provide evidence to support their claims. The NDC should focus in developing the country and leave the NPP to us. We will punish them again come 2028. Rita Date says, good morning to all. Good morning, Rita. Unas Dazi says, good morning. So does it mean all emergency landings of aircrafts in Ghana between 2017 and 2024 were all about money laundering and cocaine deals? I think the MP should just provide evidence and or documents to the relevant institutions to prove his claims, or just apologize to the nation for his false claims if he has no credible evidence. Unas Asin South. Emmanuel Ajimant says Ntim Fordjour knows very well that he has no evidence to provide his claims. So please, my beautiful host, tell the honorable member to stop telling lies. Who's telling lies? I don't think he's telling lies. He's saying what Honorable Ntim Fordjour told him, okay? And he continues to say that stop making noise about, we know the MPP to be noisemakers and lying every single day in Ghana. Okay, I'm going to have to stop reading this because unfortunately that's not what it is. Good morning, my chairman. Thank you for the wisdom. I think the MPP people are biting more than what they can chew. They can't bat this government into division to suit their way. They had 8 years and did nothing. Shame on people like that. Okay, I don't know. He said, God bless you, my boss, BKQ. Sami Boachi Asamanka said the current government has created an environment where John Mahama may feel that they can underestimate Ghanaians and take them for granted. It appears the NDC members involved in unlawful activities are not being held accountable, while citizens reporting on draft trafficking and money laundering are facing arrest. Does this not constitute hypocrisy in its highest level? Additionally, it seems the NDC members are preliminary responsible for ongoing Galamsey activities. What progress has the president made in his pledge to leverage AI in fighting these issues? Emmanuel Ajiman says the whole truth about this aircraft issue is about the money that have been stolen from us Ghanaians, and now that they see we Ghanaians are waking up from our slumber, now they are coming up with propaganda. Roslyn, tell the NPP member to go and focus on his loss, and we are focusing on building the Ghana we all dream of. Again, my respect to Honorable BKQ. Good morning, Roslyn. Again, hey, wow, thank you. Please ask this NPP, that's Honorable Benezanate, for me, was there not the same NPP who told us in 2016 that the JDM was involved in Airbus scandals? What happened? Again, they told us about Dubai hotels. What happened? So NPP can never be trusted in any issues when they are in opposition. So with all due respect, they should keep quiet. We are tired of them and we have made our choice. So they should sit and wait till 4 years, because we are not campaigning time again. Roslyn, tell him we know them and Ghanaians are no more fools. Okay, Kofi D from South Africa. Hey, South Africa for Mokrum. Hamza Mohammed. Haji Hamza says, Roslyn, I'm not happy with you. Hey, you're not happy with me this morning. Okay, you called Anaya to withdraw the words he used on Ntim Fordjour by saying was hidden, but you failed to tell Honorable Nati to also withdraw the words he used to describe Mr. Jakpa. Is it? Calling him a rebel leader. I'm sorry. If I didn't, I'm sorry. Please. Honorable, please withdraw. Withdraw it.
No,
calling him a rebel leader.
I didn't call him a rebel leader.
Okay.
What I said was that they went there as a rebel star. That's what I said.
So he's not a rebel.
Yeah, no,
okay.
that's not what I said.
So, all right. So, Hamza Mohammed. So it's been clear. Thank you so much. And thank you, Hamza, for sending that message. Okay, I'm grateful.
You never said that.
So he says that Mr. Jakpa is working for the state as a national security person in charge of operation. So he has cleared it. Thank you very much, Hamza. Thank you so much. Sami Boacha Samankese says that the current government has created an environment where I think I've read this one. And James Ofori-Appiah says Ghanaians in South Africa we want His Excellency BKQ to be our ambassador. And so they are advocating for Benjamin to be the ambassador. Hey, if he doesn't become the ambassador, the other His Excellency John Mahama. I hope your team is watching this morning. The people in South Africa, they have made their choice. So if you take anybody, they'll reject the person. We have barely like 2 minutes to go. I wanted to move on to the next topic, but we don't have the time. So let's just wrap up with this one.
What was the next topic?
Galamsey.
The Galamsey. The dredging of the river.
Is it the dredging of the river or the Galamsey?
The dredging of the river.
Because
that's another form of Galamsey.
The dredging of the river is another form of Galamsey.
Oh, yes.
How? The dredging river that has been affected by Galamsey.
Oh, please.
Nana, you want to touch briefly on it? Maybe we do 1 minute, because the time is...
Oh, no, the Galamsey is a whole topic that needs time to discuss, but I would not want to go there. What I just want to say emphatically is that our leaders who have the opportunity to sit on national platforms should be guided by the fact that it is not every information that they should put out. They should know that some information is not for the public, especially when it is not sieved. It is not everyone that is able to absorb information and think through before they even use it. And so if you are privileged to be on committees, you are privileged to have access to information, you should know when and how and where you put it out. And from the beginning of the year, I think that this has happened too many times, you understand, from members of parliament, to members of the executive, even to our judiciary, and I would maintain it. I think you are surprised. Even members of the judiciary, for a high court judge to even release, as a district court judge to release excavators, knowing very well the issues we are having with excavators and Galamsey. You understand me? I mean, he was in a privileged position, and I think that we should be guided. And I would insist that if there is anything we can do as a nation to help these people we have given authority and power to lead us, we should give them that opportunity to be reoriented on the privileged positions they have and they have been put in.
All right, thank you.
Roslyn, I want to make this passionate appeal to His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama, the son of, is it G.H. Mahama or something?
Yeah, G.H.
Yes. That it is too early in his government. Ghanaians trusted. That is why they gave him the overwhelming votes. It is too early for Ghana to be turned as a drug state. It is too early for Ghana to be turned as a money laundering state. It is too early for Ghana to be turned as a place where the young men and women in this country, who he promised to give them 24-hour economy by providing jobs, will now be turned into a state where drugs will be transporting and people will be involving themselves into drug activity. It is too early in this government. And therefore, I'm calling on him, just as he called on the security agencies. I'm calling on him to instruct the security agents because the commander-in-chief, in fact, for you are a barracks girl. And you know how military works. And you know how security...
What does barracks girl got to do with this?
Oh, no, I'm talking about security. And when you talk about security, the four of us seated here, you have experience than us.
Yes,
things that you have seen, we have not seen.
That's true, though.
People that have been killed in front of you, we have not seen.
Nobody has been killed in front of me.
She was in the estate part of barracks.
I've not invited you.
We'll go.
No, you are finished. You can take a leave of us. I want to beg of him as a matter of urgency. Just as he has instructed the security agencies, they are delaying. You should let them speed up and come out and tell Ghanaians the gold that they found at Sapema, the money, the fake, and then the dollars, everything, the 12, 40 feet, 20 feet containers. And I'm surprised whether it's a warehouse or something. Because if we can put 12, 20 feet containers.
It's actually a warehouse. 12,
baku, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 at one place. We want to know. The NDC parliamentary candidate was alleged that he had $350 million worth of cocaine, which was arrested at Takoradi. Whether it is true or not, we want to know about it. And then invite Reverend Ntim Fordjour. He should let Speaker expedite and making sure that he's being invited to let Ghanaians know the truth.
Okay.
If he's able to do this for me, I'll be very grateful.
All right.
And I'll be praying for him.
All right. Benjamin?
Thank you, Eben, for praying for His Excellency John Dramani Mahama.
Oh, yes, I have no choice. He's my president.
The NDC thanks you so much. Rosalind, to wrap up, I think that we've had a meaningful conversation. The truth of the matter is that we should choose country over propaganda. We should choose country over political affiliations. I think that Reverend has gotten himself in this fix because he jumped too quickly without evidence, and he has said there are cases that the security agencies have to answer. Look, the NDC has the power to do whatever it wants to do, because remember that President Mahama didn't get just an executive majority. The universe itself gave him that overwhelming 2/3 majority in Parliament. So there's a lot of work that the NDC intends to do. We would not be swayed by the propaganda, the allegations, and all the MPP knows that the NDC is on the right path towards that building that Ghana that we all want together. What I want my good friends in the MPP to know is that it is always good to have a good opposition, a good opposition that keeps the government on its toes, that keeps the government in check. When we're in opposition, we're not running to make press conferences. You gather facts and ensure that the facts that you gather are irrefutable. But I don't know where Reverend...
When you're in opposition.
You have landed.
Look.
In
Parliament. Look, if somebody say, no, they'll go and do press conference.
Remember.
Let him land.
So this NDC that we have is one that believes in the ability that the people give us the power we deserve to make their lives better. I don't think that we'll be swayed by the propaganda here and there. President Mahama is focused. He's the commander-in-chief of the Ghana Armed Forces. He will ensure that the good people of Ghana get to know the truth about this matter. But I can assure you that President Mahama is different from the one who was clearing people. If there is an issue to be investigated and there's people that have to be arrested and prosecuted, the first person to ensure that will be President John Dramani Mahama.
All right, Benjamin. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for making time with us this morning. And to all of you that stay glued to your television set this morning, sending your messages to us on WhatsApp and on Facebook, we are very, very grateful. We'll say a very big thank you to Franco Trading Enterprise for always having our back. Whatever gadgets, whether mobile phones, television sets, CCTV cameras, we say worry no more. Just go to Franco Trading Enterprise and they'll sort you out. Franco Trading Enterprise, still phone papa fee. And so I want to say a big thank you to my guest.
Accepting ambassadorial.
He will accept it if given to him. Yes.
But if the people are calling on him to be, he has no choice than to serve the people.
He will.
Yes.
So my question is,
and he'll be a fantastic ambassador.
The same way you call him now and he picks up his phone and he chats.
He will pick up.
When he is...
So now,
He will pick up. He will pick
South
up.
Africa is visa free. Don't use this one if you want to go to it's visa free. If you want to go
All right. So I want to say a very big thank you to Nana Yampapong, who represented the Movement for Change, but it's Ntim who represented the NPP, and Benjamin Kwashi, who represented the NDC. Thank you so much, gentlemen.